what I think there's a lot out there is
Yeah.
how to be a better teacher. How you can develop a child better emotionally and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's very much in terms of how a teacher can look after themselves better, emotionally, mentally, um, and I think the government should come on board with that and try to promote that towards that will help reduce um, so much. Yeah, that will reduce a lot of teachers from being burnt out and leaving. Because a lot of courses that's out there is how to be a better teacher, and so that goes like, I haven't been doing this, but this is the best practice, and then you go somewhere else and you go, this is also a best practice, and it goes like, oh, there's so much I need to do. Yet at the same time, my life, my family life, it's just taking so much out of me, um, and it just sort of crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but I take heart in the fact that a few years ago we would not be talking about this in a podcast. You know, the the whole thing about teacher well-being, you know, teacher resilience. That wasn't even something that we thought about or spoke about. We were just, all plodding along. And I think the more that we talk about it, you
More
know,
awareness
the more awareness there
comes out.
is out there, the better. I envision, like, what I would love is for every centre to have a teacher well-being like policy or procedure where they would, where teachers get together and say, well, this is how we're going to support each other. This is what we're going to do. And when teachers think of their goals for their appraisal, they actually think of a goal for themselves, for their well-being,
Yeah.
and sort of perhaps even have it like an accountability buddy at work, where I have a goal for my well-being, you have a goal for your well-being, we meet, because we meet once a week or every fortnight, and we say, well, how's that going?
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that, and I think that's great. But how do you practice that in real life? Because as it is already, a lot of teachers are already feeling burnt out from what they are already currently doing. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and I also do think as well, like managers when they get promoted or when they step into a role, their expectations in their minds is, how do I support the center, around their duties around it. But then there's very little around, how do I look after my staff, and how do I apply the 5 love languages, that allows them to sort of feel like they are being loved, that they are being appreciated, and that they can find their own replenishment that way, and how I can support them that way. It's more about,
The
oh my gosh,
budgets and
budget, enrollments, and funding, and
yeah.
scheduling, and then they just consumes them, and
I think winding back even, so when we approach our role, we think, and I know I've certainly been in this for centres that I've managed, we go in and we see all the improvements we want to make. And the question we don't ask ourselves as managers is, okay, I've got this legacy that I want to leave. How am I going to make sure that I stay passionate and energized in order to fulfill that legacy? So we think about, well, what is my leadership wake? What do I want to be known for? But we don't actually put in the planning. When you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I don't know if you're aware with it. So there's a guy. I can't remember his first name, but his surname is Maslow, and he's got a hierarchy of needs. The bottom rung is your physiological needs, so food, water,
shelter.
sleep, shelter, all that kind of thing. Okay. The next rung is belonging. Oh, no, security, sorry. So to feel secure. Then there is friendship. And then I think there's one more on top of there. And the top one's self-actualization. So, being the best that you can be. Okay, so
self-actualization.
Self-actualization.
Okay.
So, like reaching your potential. So many of us want to be on those top rungs
Without having the bottom
without looking at the bottom rungs. So, we can't actually have self-actualization or friendships or feeling really happy and fulfilled in our life if we're not meeting the base needs. But there are so many managers out there that don't even take a lunch break, that, you know, are perpetuating that cycle, and then their teachers look at them and go, well, obviously, you know, she has these really high expectations that we shouldn't be looking after herself because she's not looking after herself.
And we're doing it for the children,
And
right?
we're doing it for the children, right? You know, without actually thinking, like, it's kind of almost feels counterintuitive. And that's really, you know, that we should be, in order for us to be happy, we need to take care of ourselves. Some of us don't even prioritize our own happiness as a thing. You know, oh gosh, I need to be happy. Why do I need to be happy? So I do have my new book that's coming out next month in March is around
What's it called?
weaving your leadership whariki.
Weaving your leadership whariki.
And it's exactly about what we've been talking about. It's about how we can use those principles and strands of te whariki, which is, you know, our national curriculum for early childhood, but how we can use that as a leadership tool. So how we can make sure that our teachers feel like they belong, that their well-being is looked after, that they feel like they can contribute, that they can communicate, and that they feel empowered to explore. Because I think, you know, what's really, like, some of the things that are really great theories for early childhood, for our child development, are exactly the principles that apply to us as adults, because we're still the same person, right? We still have the same biological needs. We still have the same needs as we did when we were children. So it looks at sort of ways on how we can do that, and it explores a lot around those feelings of those subjects of well-being and belonging, and creating that place where everybody feels like they're part of the centre, they're part of the community, and not just, you know, someone that turns up for work.